The art of not thinking yourself to death. Part 2, Training the Mind That Tries to Train You, by Pharaoh B. A mind left unchecked becomes a kingdom without a king. Pharaoh B. Part 1 was the moment you realized the storm was not you. It was weather, pattern, habit. Part 2 is different. This is not the chapter where you become flawless. This is the chapter where you become deliberate. Think of it like walking into a gym you did not know you owned. Every piece of equipment is one of your old patterns. The replay machine, the what-if treadmill, the squat rack of I am not enough. You stand there and you realize something simple. Overthinking is not random. It is routine, and anything rehearsed can be rewritten. Part 2 is about that rewrite. We are going to notice the loop, interrupt it, rewire the roots, and practice coming back to now. Not once, not perfectly, but often enough that your mind begins to understand there is somebody home. Later, in Part 3, we will talk about what it means to sit on the throne of your own mind, to live as the one who thinks instead of the one who is constantly being thought by old patterns. But before that, you need to know how to pick up the tools. Breaking the loop, the 5-step reset. Before we talk about roots and practices, we need something you can use in the exact moment the spiral starts. Most spirals follow a shape you already know: thought, fear, tension, imagination, emotion, more thought. You do not solve this loop by wrestling it to the ground. You break it by interrupting its rhythm. Think of this reset as you standing up in the middle of that mental movie and saying, "Cut. We are not shooting this scene like this." Step 1. Notice the movie. You cannot interrupt what you have not seen, so you start with the simplest sentence. The mind is doing that thing again. Not I am damaged, not here we go, I'm spiraling, just the movie is running. The moment you say that, you shift from being inside the character to being the one watching the screen. A tiny shift, but every revolution starts with something tiny. Step 2, return to the body. The mind yells. The body whispers. Bring your attention to your breath, the weight of your feet, your hands resting where they are, the air on your skin, the sound in the room. Presence is not an idea, it is a location. Overthinking lives in times that do not exist yet or do not exist anymore. Your body is always in the one place that actually exists. Now, when you return to the body, you pull the plug on the mind's electricity supply. You're saying, we are here, not there. Step 3, name the real fear. Every spiral has a seed, and it is almost never the thing on the surface. You can ask yourself out loud if you need to. What am I actually afraid of right now? Not the polished answer, the honest one. Maybe it's fear of being rejected, fear of being seen as foolish, fear of being abandoned again, fear of losing control, fear of repeating something that already hurt once. When you name it, the fear stops being fog and becomes something you can walk around and look at. Fog controls you. An object does not. Step 4, question the thought. Once you find the fear, you hold the thought up to the light. Ask, is this thought helping me or hurting me? Where's the evidence? What else might be true? Has thinking this way ever actually protected me? If I wasn't scared right now, what would I believe? You are not trying to bully yourself into being positive. You are just refusing to call a guess a prophecy. Thoughts are not laws. They are auditions. You decide who gets cast in the story. Step 5, break the loop with action. The mind calms when the body moves. You do not need a grand gesture. Stand up. Open a window. Drink water. Stretch your arms until your muscles shake a little. Wipe down one counter. Send one honest message. Any small, real action is you walking out of the theater of your imagination and back onto the stage of your life. Action tells your system, we are not trapped, we can move. And every time you move, the loop loses a little bit of its grip. This 5-step reset is not the final form. It is your first line of defense. In part 3, we will talk about what it feels like when this way of responding becomes so normal that you barely remember what it was like to be dragged around by your own mind. But resets alone are not enough. To change the storm, you have to understand where the clouds keep forming. The three roots of overthinking. Most overthinking grows from three roots: fear, control, and meaning making. If you listen closely, you can hear which one is speaking underneath your thoughts. Root 1, fear. At the deepest level, most overthinking is your nervous system whispering, "I'm scared of what I cannot predict." It is not that you are weak, it is that you are human. The mind mistakenly believes, if I can think through all possible outcomes, none of them will hurt me. So it runs simulations over and over and calls that being careful. You do not actually need certainty. You need confidence that you can meet what comes. Confidence never says nothing bad will happen. Confidence says, if something hard happens, I will not leave myself. That sentence alone can lower the volume of 1,000 anxious thoughts. Root 2, control. Control is the quiet addiction behind many spirals. If I think about this enough, maybe nothing will surprise me. If I rehearse it enough, maybe I will not feel pain. The heavy truth is simple. Life does not offer full control to anybody. You get influence, you get choice, you get response. You do not get full control. The moment you accept that, your mind can stop trying to play God and go back to being what it was meant to be: a servant, a tool, a brilliant assistant, not the ruler. Root 3, meaning making. The mind hates blank spaces. If it does not know what something means, it will invent a meaning. They didn't text back, so they must be angry. Their tone shifted, so they must be pulling away. They were quiet, so I must have done something wrong. That is overthinking in its pure form. Storytelling without evidence. A mind that can pause and say, I do not have enough information to know what this means yet, saves itself from bleeding over cuts that never existed. In part 3, we will talk more about what it looks like to become the kind of person who can feel fear, face lack of control, and move through uncertainty without needing to write horror stories about themselves. For now, we train. The training, practices that rewire the mind. Tools do not work because you read them, they work because you repeat them. Here are 6 practices that slowly turn an overthinking mind into a steady one. Do not treat them like rules to obey, treat them like instruments you are learning to play. Practice 1, the 3-breath reset. This is small, but ancient. Inhale slowly through your nose. Hold for a soft moment. Exhale longer than you inhaled. 3 times. You are telling your nervous system, we are not in danger. Your heart listens. Your muscles listen. Your jaw unclenches a little. Once the body believes you are safe, the mind no longer needs to search so intensely for threats. Breath is not just oxygen, it is a message. Practice 2, the 10-second rule. If you cannot influence it in 10 seconds, you do not give it 10 minutes of argument in your head. You cannot control how fast they respond, what mood they are in, or what stories they are telling themselves about you. You can control how honestly you show up, how clearly you speak, and how respectfully you handle your own boundaries. Anything outside of that does not deserve the rent it has been charging inside your mind. Practice 3. Name the narrator. When your thoughts get loud, ask, who is talking right now? The critic, the scared child, the perfectionist, the protector, the one who remembers the worst night of your life. Once you name the narrator, you create distance. You can say, I hear you. I know what you are trying to prevent. But this is not the same moment, and I am not the same person. You are not trying to silence those voices. You are letting them know they are no longer running the kingdom. That is a breadcrumb for part 3, when we talk about sitting on the inner throne instead of letting every frightened thought take your seat. Practice 4, write it down or let it go. If a thought will not stop looping, your mind is trying to store it. Give it a place to land. Write it in a note, Type it in your phone. Journal it out for 2 minutes without editing. You are telling your mind, I got it. You do not have to keep shouting. Often, once the thought has a home on paper, it stops knocking at the inside of your skull. Practice 5. The small truth check. Overthinking is a master of exaggeration. Interrupt it with small, stubborn truths. Ask, what small truth am I ignoring right now? Truths like, I do not actually know what they are thinking. I have survived every hard thing so far. This moment feels like before, but it is not before. And I have more tools now. Small truths are like pins that deflate inflated fears. Practice 6. Return to now. This is the practice that will follow you into part 3. Ask, what is happening right now? Not in your head, not in your predictions. Right now. Look around, hear the room, feel whatever is under your feet. Let your senses pull you back. Overthinking cannot breathe in the present. It needs future and past to stay alive. Every time you return to now, you're telling your brain, we live here, not in the ghost worlds. That sentence is a quiet prophecy of part 3, where living here becomes your natural posture instead of something you have to fight for. Relationship overthinking, where it hurts the most. There is a special kind of overthinking reserved for the people we care about. Relationships mix vulnerability, hope, old wounds, unspoken expectations, and the fear of losing what feels rare. So your mind pays extra attention. A pause in response feels heavier. A change in tone feels dangerous. A short answer feels like a verdict. You are not weak for overthinking here. You care. The danger is when care turns into self-attack. They did not reply for hours. I must have said too much. I should not have opened up. I am too needy. They sound different. They must be bored. They must be pulling away. They finally see I am not enough. Your body reacts as if they have already left. Here is a practice you can use for this specific arena. When your mind starts writing stories, ask, what are the facts? What are my feelings? What are the stories I am creating in between? Facts are simple. They have not replied. They seemed quiet today. They ended the call earlier than usual. Feelings are honest. I feel anxious. I feel afraid of being unimportant. I feel reminded of the last time someone drifted away. Stories are the glue you add. They must be tired of me. I did something wrong. This is the beginning of the end. Facts are real. Feelings are valid. Stories are optional. When you separate them, you stop bleeding over what is optional. In part 3, when we talk about self-trust and sovereignty, this separation becomes the way you protect your peace without shutting your heart. A spiritual practice without labels. You do not need a belief system to do this. You just need a moment. Sit somewhere still. Let your hands rest. Soften your jaw. Let your shoulders drop just a little. Close your eyes if it feels safe. Now, instead of trying not to think, you do the opposite. You let thoughts come and you simply label them gently. That is a thought. That is a memory. That is fear. That is planning. That is imagination. You are not chasing them. You are not judging them. You are not decorating them. You are just watching them pass. And after a while, you will notice something quiet behind all of it. The watcher. That quiet watcher does not speed up when the thoughts speed up. It does not panic when the fear rises. It does not change shape no matter what images appear. That quiet watcher is you. Not the roles, not the stories, not the storm, the sky behind the storm. In part 3, we are going to build from that place. We are going to talk about what life looks like when you live from the watcher instead of from the whirlwind. The reframe. Up until now, you might have seen your overthinking as proof that you are broken, weak, too much, or not enough. Here is the reframe. Overthinking is proof that your mind cares deeply about protecting you and has not yet learned a kinder method. It is a signal, not a sentence. It says, I am scared, I am uncertain, I care about the outcome. Once you see it as a signal, you stop fighting yourself. You stop making an enemy out of your own mind. You begin to work with it. I hear that you are scared. Here is the breath. Here is the reset. Here is the truth. Here is the boundary. Part 1 showed you the storm. Part 2 put tools in your hands. Part 3 is where we walk into something new. What it means to become the one who holds those tools naturally, who sits in the center of their own awareness, and uses the mind as an instrument instead of living as its instrument. Part 3 is not about perfection. It is about position. Not mind above you, not mind against you, mind beneath you. A servant again, a powerful one, but a servant. And you in the seat you were meant to occupy the whole time. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. Drop any questions in the comments. Pharaoh B.